What's going on, everybody? It is Nathan with Dimension 119, and we're back in Middle Earth tonight. We're late as usual. It wouldn't be Wednesday night roleplay if we weren't late and busy talking about some random topic and/or memories and pushing
Or
off
Pokemon.
the actual live time and Pokemon
Always
that make us
Pokemon.
uncomfortable from the new generation. But we won't. We're here for Middle Earth, not for all of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it right over to Kevin and our lore master, and let's get started. Kevin, it's all yours, bud.
Thank you very much. Welcome everybody. Um, Session one of our Middle Earth campaign. I believe we have chose that it's going to be bi-weekly, which will allow Nathan to run alternate um, games and stuff like that. It also gives me enough time to plot and plan how to torment and give shadow to Charlie. Um, um, Yeah. So we did our session zero last week to establish the characters, just work out any more kinks and ideas that we might have. Over this week, I've managed to put together a more solid thread for the story, some more ideas connecting people together. The framework is pretty much in place. Now it's just about filling out those gaps. For the time being, we are all ready to go. And so we're going to get started. We ended the session last week with just a little bit of role play to see how our new adventurers, what their decisions would be, what their personalities might be in a certain starting situation. We saw Damrod, Nathan's character, approach a caravan heading from the mountains in the east. They are heading west to Bree along the east-west road. He approached the caravan and was accepted in. The people of the caravan, knowing that the rangers are genuinely good guys to protect the roads. Not all think that, but this anyone that travels the road should know that the rangers are there to look after and protect. With them was a tall, strapping lad, a Bjorning. That was Nate's character. And they began their travels along the road. Um, Riding on horses, heading out of Rivendell, was the two elves, Aurelian, who was played by Ray, and Rook, played by our new cast member, Charlie. We introduced us to their dynamic as they travelled the road and encountered a troll who was blocking a bridge. They ran off the troll with some exceptional rolling by Charlie and Ray, to be fair, at the time, um, and escaped with Aurelian's horse being a little bit injured. So, our companions are on the road heading west for one reason or another, but they're not quite yet together. Um, the road is long. It weaves its way through many empty lands for Ariador, and the old kingdom of Arnor has now long since been abandoned. Since the Witch King's army came and destroyed the old kingdom and drove off the Dunedain into their secluded hiding places across the land. Damrod is one such Dunedain, travelling with the caravan. These people, as we said, hidden, secret, but they haven't forgotten their oaths to protect the land that was once the kingdom of the king, or the land of the king, for what Arnor means in Elven. It's an empty land as you travel. The road here and there is still quite visible, not just a dirt track, but an actual road cut, made, shaped for easy travel east to west. Although in places it has been left to ruin and is just a dirt track. As the caravan is travelling along, in front of them, off to the west, just on the horizon, and slightly to your right, you see a line of hills marching towards the north. Like a great barrier, it seems, for the land is empty and flat between until these hills rise. This is one of your known lands, Damrod. You may not have been here often, but you've certainly been here. Your father may be even bringing you out into this countryside. Your father knows these lands very well, for he has wandered and guarded and protected these lands for probably 70, maybe 80 years now, as one of the rangers of the north. There are a few that know the lands better than he, but you're not your father, and you are not with your father now. You know these hills to be the weather hills, and you are marching or traveling with this caravan, who you are still newly acquainted with. How how would you be traveling? Would you be at the front? Would you be at the back? Would you be in the middle? Would you be interacting with the caravaneers, as I've named them? What about this
Um,
strange man who is as tall as you, broad, young, doesn't seem the same as the rest of them? The rest of them seem like Brelanders. You've met a few Brelanders, short, stocky. This guy is not short, although he's stocky.
I'm assuming I have a horse that I was kind of. I mean, if I'm traveling and going cross country, I'm assuming I have some type of mount. Um,
Well, I was assuming you don't, unfortunately.
okay, I mean that's fine. That's totally fine. Um, in that case, I'm probably gonna be uh like towards the middle of the caravan, but like on one of the outer edges. I'm not trying to get intermingled and like stuck in the middle of everyone, but like lengthwise, I'm in the middle of the caravan, but kind of want to towards one of the outer edges. Um,
Okay, I mean, there are two pack horses heavily laden with goods, materials, things from across the mountains, it seems.
I think I'm also taking note of this man that looks different from everyone else that's here. Um, Trying to be somewhat subtle about it in the beginning, but just trying to observe him and learn, see if I can learn what I can, um, and see if I can kind of pick up why he seems different than everyone else. Eventually, I would go up and speak to him, but for the moment, I'm just watching and observing him, trying to pick up his conversations if he's having conversations with the caravan, and you know, not being closed off or antisocial to anyone. If someone speaks, I speak back to them, but just kind of being an observer at this point.
Okay. Um, Marikar, what what do you think of this new stranger that has recently joined your small traveling group?
Yeah, I think as far as Marikar's thinking, he'd kind of be walking around. I assume he wouldn't have a horse either.
No.
Um, so he'd be kind of walking around with the caravan, and like He would probably be doing the same thing, is just kind of like looking over and watching uh Downrod, and we probably like catch each other's interest a few times, like we kind of look at each other at the same time a few times. He doesn't look menacing or anything like that, but he's definitely interested in who this guy is and what role he plays in this region over here. He seems different than the Brelanders that he's been traveling with. Uh, but he's a fairly open person. The caravan has been treating him well. Um, and Yeah, the caravan's been treating him well, so he has no reason to be like closed off or anything like that. Um, he'd definitely be open to a conversation with Downrod, and maybe even you know encourage it.
Yeah, you're definitely right. They are very different. He and the Brelanders in look and feel, just a general feel. Um, you see that they're not very open with him in regard to they don't openly go and make conversations with him.
Hmm.
Almost like I don't want to say scared, but they're all intimidated by him. But there's maybe some suspicion there. At the same time, it's there's a bit of okay, he's with us. We should be all right, sort of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's interesting.
yeah, he definitely seems a person apart from these these locals, I guess, to this land. Even though he appears to know the land, or they appear to believe that he knows the land really well.
Hmm. Yeah, I think Marikar would kind of pick up on that dichotomy that they have going on there, and he'd probably
Yeah,
go up to Downrod and say, um, "How long have you been traveling?"
Uh, since I was a lad.
Hmm. So this is just what you do. That's interesting.
Yes, life is a journey after all.
Hmm.
We're all merely travelers.
Yeah, I've never thought about life that way. Where I come from, you work and then one day you die is kind of the idea. But it's a good life, I guess. Um, and he'd kind of just have an awkward pause there, and he'd just kind of like let the silence go. He wouldn't really know what to say at that point.
Damrod pauses for a minute and kind of has his thinking face on and is kind of considering what you said. And uh, everyone, some choose a different path. If that's the path you wish to travel, and so be it. However, you don't seem to be following that path.
Um, and you can see he's uncomfortable by the by that that you notice that from him. Almost in like he almost feels guilty because he has chosen a different path. And he says, "Well, uh, what business do you have in Bree? That's where we're going, right?"
yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. So, and he changes the subject. He says, "So, what business do you have in Bree? Just a vacation?" And he kind of laughs a little bit.
No business in particular. Just wish to visit again.
Hmm.
It's it's been a while since I've been down that way.
He kind of nods his head and he says, um, and he kind of looks around to the other people in the caravan. He says, everyone else seems a little on edge with you around, but also relieved. Um, I'm not from these lands. Would do you have any insight on that?
My kind can be disheartening to some.
Hmm.
We we try to be of help and be a protection to people, but the solitude makes some uncomfortable.
I see. Um, well, at any rate, having another strong guy like yourself on the caravan here will probably keep anything looking to cause us issues. Probably keep them away, huh? And he kind of gives you a nudge on the shoulder. Um, and says, you've been pleasant as far as I can tell, and I don't see any reason to dislike you or your kind. So you're welcome as far as I'm concerned."
As long as you all have no intention of harming others for the sake of pain or gain, for that matter, you'll have a friend in me at least. You seem like you could probably handle yourself in a situation as well.
And again, he kind of has like a shy look away moment, and he says, "I mean, I'm no stranger to a good scrap, but anything past, a tussle is unknown territory for me. I have these axes and stuff, but truth be told, they cut wood more than anything."
That is the intention and design of that tool. And he kind of like he can't really look at the axes on his back, but he kind of like looks kind of turns his head a little bit that direction and cuts
Hmm.
his eyes, just indicating that he has axes as well. And you often hope that you don't have to use these for anything more than what they're intended for. But sometimes hope is just a dream.
Marikar would just kind of shake his head and continue walking in silence, kind of marinating on that idea. You see that there's a little bit of fear in his eyes that time may come for him, but he's been able to avoid it thus far.
Yeah, and as you are traveling, having your conversation, you can both look up and see that you are walking towards the Weather Hills, a line of hills that are breaking the horizon and are quite clear to you all now. It's probably the first sort of real feature that you might have seen since crossing the river and the bridge, Marikar. Um, so it seems like something that's standing out. Not as tall as the mountains, the misty mountains that you had to cross, which are on your at your backs, but they seem a prominent feature on the landscape.
Um, is this region like, as far as like the vegetation and topography of everything, is it different than what I'm used to back at home?
Yeah, you the your people lives between the great river Anduin and the great forest of Mirkwood. It's and then beyond the river are the super tall mountains of the Misty Mountains. And so it's like you live in this vale of the river itself. Um, Probably a couple of days. It would probably take a day or two to get from the river to the edge of the forest, and that strip of land is where your people lives, scattered in scattered villages and settlements here and there. Um, so for you to be able to look one way and see nothing, just open land, and then you look the other way from this road, you look north and you look south, and all you can see is just land as far as you can see. No towns, no villages, no signs of life. You would have seen ancient dikes and ancient ruins for like what's left of maybe a manor house. Um, the stones crumbled away, maybe a tower here and there, perhaps a broken fort, or what you might think is a fort made of stone. I mean, it's made of stone. Your people make everything out of wood, pretty much. Long huts, long houses, and stuff like that. These, what you've seen, people here made it, built everything out of stone. Um, but it looks so long ruined that it's very difficult to imagine what it actually looked like and how big it might have actually been. You just saw the carcass of this old kingdom.
Yeah, he would be taken aback at all this. He might even like start walking a little slower just to like really look at the horizons and see what's around him. And he may even mention kind of like accidentally out loud to Downrod, and he'd say, um, "This land is beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. You know, the the amount of history here must be impossible to trace back with how old it is. Have you lived here your whole life?"
I have. My my people have not. And let's really hope that the history is not lost forever, that it is not uncoverable, for that is the journey that I am on.
Hmm. What is you keep mentioning your people. I apologize. I'm not familiar with who your people are. Is that a sensitive topic? I don't mean to pry. Uh,
To some, it may be. Me, I would just like to restore some of our history, some of our lore, so to speak. I would like to restore our lands again.
as in conquest?
Not exactly. Just restore my people to what they once were before the fall.
Hmm.
I can imagine maybe Damrod sort of waves his arm at one of these so-called ruins, sort of thing, as if to indicate like your people, my people built that. That's what's left of my home, like the homeland of our people.
Oh, absolutely. I imagine Damrod has some type of like trinket or something and just kind of pulls it out. It's nothing like extraordinary necessarily, but maybe you can tell from markings or from just the simple design of this pouch or this piece of stone or whatever that it's not from, like it doesn't match the other things and the other designs you've seen, in your travels here. And
Maybe
just
it's made
he's
of glass, like
ooh,
a
I like that.
glass, a small glass figurine of some sort.
I like that. And you can
with banded
tell
metal.
that it's not from any of the places that you've been, Markar. It's from somewhere else. Like the craftsmanship is vastly different. It's not anything that's necessarily like insanely valuable. Like it looks nice, but it doesn't look like it would fetch a lot of profit or anything. But it's you can tell that the craftsmanship stands out from what you've seen.
Is this an artifact of your people or trinket personal? It's beautiful. Uh, are
Uh,
you a, a craftsman culture?
I myself am not, and he kind of like laughs when you ask if it's like like a relic or something of your people, and I guess you could say that it's a bit of a relic or memento from me. It's not.
Hmm.
It's crafted in the old ways, but it holds no value to my people other than the craftsmanship of it.
Um, Again, it's probably been a few days since you crossed the bridge, so you've had a few nights of camping. Aurelian, why don't you give me a D4, please?
Okay, I can probably do that.
Okay. Give me a medicine check.
Okay. Did I do it?
Um,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, um, you've had to walk with your horse um, for the last day now. Um, the troll picking your horse up and dropping it um, has hurt one of its legs. Um, you've tried to soothe it, but it just can't bear your weight at the moment. Hopefully, you can do something for it soon, because heaven forbid you'd have to sort of just let it go free or put it down. Even potentially, I'm not sure if that would be in on Aurelian's mind at all.
That definitely isn't. Like, even if it had been brought up, he would have dismissed it immediately.
Yeah. Um, you don't think that um, you don't think that it's not going to heal. However, the severity of it is seems, you know, it needs to be fixed, but you're just not sure how to fix it at this moment in time. You maybe haven't got the resources. Maybe you need a splint of some sort, but you're just not able to fix it with anything that you have.
Every single time he checks, he keeps constantly checking the horse just to see like if it can be improved by anything he has on him. And every time he just kind of like starts to curse, but he doesn't really acknowledge it as he and Rook are walking down the road. Like he doesn't say anything like "I need to check the horse, see how it's doing," that kind of stuff. And he never acknowledges its condition to him.
Um, yeah, you again, you've travelled probably a day now since you crossed the bridge. You've probably had one night of rest since crossing it. Um, with your two elven eyes, you can just start to see the weather hills cresting the horizon. Um, you think maybe a day and a bit to travel, probably a bit quicker if you was able to ride your horse. Um, but that's not a possibility at the moment. Um, what do you and Rook talk about? What does Rook talk to Aurelian about as you are traveling?
I'd be asking, I've never really been outside the walls very long without some kind of escort. What things should we be looking out for more than normal?
Any agent of the enemy is going to be able to smell us from a mile away. So it's important that we lay eyes on them before they can get their teeth in our throats. That's about all the advice I can give you.
All right, then I would can I give you a stealth check and I basically follow from a stealth position?
What? So are you dropping back from Aurelian, and
Um,
or
no, not necessarily. I would, but I'd probably going forward, kind of making like a big circle, making sure there's nothing coming in on us that we can't see.
okay? Yeah, I mean you can certainly do a scouting check if you wish. So you can roll a stealth, um, and a perception, potentially a survival as well.
I got an inspiration.
Ah, ah,
We're getting the bad rolls out of the way. It's because we
yes,
got like 20
That's
in a
better.
row.
karma from last week.
Mm-hmm.
Perception, not so good. And then you said survival. Not bad.
Yeah, maybe there's a fog on the land, um, just laying in the dells and stuff of this empty and lone land. And Rook, you as well. You're from a forest where all you can see are trees, and then you came out of the forest and you saw the Vale of the Anduin and the large mountains of mist, and then you left Rivendell, which are in the mountains of mist, and you're now in a land that is pretty much devoid of any sort of significant feature apart from finally these hills which are starting to just rise on the horizon in front of you. But yeah, there's some scattered trees, a small wood here and there, maybe a bog or a marsh every so often, plenty of ruins, fallen buildings, it seems. But as far as you can see to the north, to the south, in front of you, and pretty much now behind you, just empty flatlands. Um, Maybe a dip and a dell and maybe a small rise, but other than that, it's just empty.
I would circle back to Aurelion and tell him there's nothing out there. We're not being followed. Where are we going again?
There's a gentleman in Bree that I believe would be able to help us with our quest. An old associate was the one who gave me this information, and I have no reason to think that he got it from an incorrect source or he's lying.
Fair enough. Just make small talk on the way over there. So asking maybe some questions about the past, not necessarily digging into it, just like maybe some stories from battles or some stories from home or what have you.
He would definitely tell you a story about how he had gone out into the wilderness, friends with comrades, and how they had managed to battle off a group of wargs and handled it pretty well. But he doesn't give too many details, and you can definitely tell that he's hiding something about what happened there.
I just look at you, the side eyes, like, yeah, keep your secret.
Yes. I was hoping that's what you'd say.
I'd poke fun at him, try to get him to giggle or something because he's not happy, obviously. But
His status on his page is literally miserable, but it's not like he is a rock. Like occasionally you'll say something that's occasionally witty, and he'll like chuckle at that, but it's not like, oh, he's suddenly cured of whatever's going on with him. And more often than not, he's just kind of absently nodding at everything you're saying. Like,
I
you
imagine
go-
that'd be pretty annoying on my first trip out.
Like, you going out in circles was him being like, "Oh, finally the kid's gone. I can have a moment of peace."
Fair enough. Yeah, I just continue to travel,
Hmm.
not doing anything in particular, just annoying the hell out of her early on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Another day goes by. The caravan approaches the Weather Hills, maybe a day away now. Damrod, you see specifically now the hill called Weathertop, Amansul. It's right at the end of the chain of hills known as the Weather Hills. You know from your lore that there was a great watchtower built here, built by Elendil, the first king of the Dunedain, here in Middle Earth. There he waited for the king of the elves, Gil-galad, and marched to war against Sauron. You see where it should be, the tower. Maybe in your mind's eye, you can even picture an image of it. Maybe you've already found a text or an image of what it looked like in its glory days. But not being close enough to see the ruin of Weathertop, you know where it is.
Have I been there before?
If you have been this way to Bree before, yes.
I think that one second.
I will add in then as well. There are rangers that watch and monitor the Weather Hills. There's usually a few that look out and visit Weathertop often. Your father is one of them, as maybe one of the chief captains or leaders of the Dunedain Rangers. He would visit Weathertop probably often.
I'd say that I've been here a few times then. Um, and I don't know if what time of day is it? Are we gonna make it to Bree like this day? Or are we gonna need to stop?
No, you're probably still probably over a week away. Probably a
Um,
week away.
what time of day is it now?
What time of day do you want it to be?
Whatever time of day the lore master says. To decide if we're gonna if I'm gonna suggest camping here or something.
We can say it's midday at this moment in time then, but you're still probably a day away from Weathertop.
I think that if that's the case, I think that um, I guess it's up to Nate whether Marikar notices, but maybe some of the caravaners,
Caravaneers.
caravaneers, um, probably notice that Damrod is a little distracted when he kind of like as his gaze passes over where Weathertop would be. Like he hesitates for a moment. It's not like it's definitely not fear or anything. It's more of excitement. It's more of like a fondness. But every time his gaze passes that direction and catches that, he kind of like keeps moving, but like his
Daydreams
features
a bit.
stop. His gaze stops on and hesitates on that for a moment. And probably at
Yep.
some point he does, like, he's still moving with you, but he does just like fixate on this thing off in the distance and just gets lost in it for a while.
Yeah, Marikar would probably um, not notice too much. This whole area is so new to him that he's kind of lost uh, in his own kind of wonder. Um, but he would honestly throughout the journey he might, if he sees something notable like a certain forest or lake, river, something like that, he'd probably continue to ask you like, hey, what's this place called? This is such a beautiful area, why does no one settle here? This would be a great place for a house. He'd keep bringing those stuff up, so the conversation might honestly just naturally come up about uh the, what are they called, the weathered hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might ask about the hills and see if they have like a name or a purpose, some little bit of history is what he would find interesting about them.
And I would fill you in, like, probably a little too much information about some of the things you ask about. You know, things along the lines of, like, this is what the people now call this place, or this is what the people that settle here now call this place, and this is what it was referred to, so many years ago, or if there's locations like that as we pass, he's giving you probably probably enough information to where your eyes glaze over a few times, because he just drones on about the history of certain areas. And if the conversation goes to um, Weathertop and the Weather Hills, it's like that times 10. He's totally fangirling over Weathertop and the Weather Hills.
Give
It's
me a history and lore.
$18 for history,
Nice.
21 for lore.
Ooh, you have been studying your books. Um, yeah. How much would you like to go into the history of Arnor and the kingdom that was,
I'm gonna roll it something else.
rather than just like individual places that you know
Uh, I'm gonna spill a lot more beans than I should, probably. Um,
of? No, someone that's proud of the history.
yeah, it starts, but it's that, and it's a pride, but it's also a, like, just like a reverence, or a, just a passion for it. Like, he starts talking about the history and the monuments, and the locations, and it's like it doesn't stop, it just keeps going, you know like
Um,
when you ask Kevin about Game of Thrones or something like that.
Nate, give me a history yourself then, Nate.
um History, you said?
Yeah.
I don't know a damn thing.
Damn.
Not a damn
both
thing.
both your character, your role,
Goodness.
and you yourself, the player.
No God. Editing.
What is
D&D
people?
line.
What?
That river over there is called the Squiggle River.
When I
Um,
said your
yeah.
eyes glaze over, Nate, I wasn't quite trying to go that far. Like, you
No,
don't have to hear me
it's-
as Charlie Brown's parents
takes-
right now.
He
It-
takes psychic damage.
Yeah, no, you go on to this and like I'm interested, but it gets to a point where even I'm like, oof, all right, yeah, you really fucking like this place, don't you?
Yeah, so Damrod explains that long, long, long ago, um, Numenorians rose up out of the sea, came to Middle Earth after a great disaster. The first king, Elendil, formed the kingdom of Arnor in the north and Gondor in the south, where his two sons ruled. Then they went to war against the Shadow, but Elendil didn't come back, and none of his sons came back. But his grandson ruled in the north, and his grandson ruled in the south, and the kingdoms were split. Um, and that Arnor stands for king, the king's land, and that um, and that the his people, the Dunedain, created the kingdom in the north and built lots of wondrous cities and towns and fortresses. The Weather Hills there are sort of the middle of the kingdom, and a great tower stood on Weathertop, on that point there at the end of the Weather Hills. We'll pass underneath it soon, but it's a ruin because the kingdom had a civil war, and then during the civil war, they got picked off one by one by the Witch King of Angmar, um, and that's why this place is empty, and that his people are a hidden people because there just weren't enough of them to be able to sustain living in these empty lands. Um, and then probably as he says that, that's where the sadness kicks in and the melancholy almost of what has happened to his people. But then you maybe get that frustration, Nathan, as well, coming through, of why he wants to restore or find lost treasures of his people.
Yeah, you probably see Damrod go through pretty much the entire range of emotions, like through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't imagine, like, I imagine this goes on longer than it should have, but like, I don't imagine he spends like an entire day talking about all of this, but he goes through basically the range of every emotion you can think of in different parts of the history he's telling you. You know, from the sadness to the pride, like the happy, like good pride, not like we're better than everybody else, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
this is the heritage that I came from and I'm proud of it, you know,
Yeah, and it's
to
worth something.
the
Yeah.
sadness and the anger and everything in between.
Yeah. Upon hearing this, Marikar, um, I think after hearing the whole story, he would honestly be like pretty into it. And when you start by the end of it, you would physically see just like he is upset for you and your people. Um, and he wouldn't really know what to say in the, just like if someone starts spilling their whole life story to you, and after a certain point you're like, ooh, all right, this feels like a private conversation I shouldn't be a part of. He's kind of got that feeling, but he comes about it in a very supportive way, and he says, you know i I would have never thought that someone or an entire group of people would have such a rich history. You know, our people, they, I never went to school. I never had a knowledge of what went on, um, in my area. But to hear your story, it I feel that you are on such an honorable mission. And he kind of takes a moment to pause, and he says, uh, if there's anything I can do to help out, please let me know. And he says, yeah, he just kind of leaves it there. He doesn't really know what to say about all of that, but he's so invested in your story is kind of where he's at.
something you probably notice is that Damrod doesn't talk a lot about himself. Like, he's told you a lot of stories and a lot of kind of where he came from and a lot of his people's history, but you notice like a distinct lack of his actual personal story. And he doesn't really say anything when when you offer help. He just kind of gives you this like sad but happy slash excited smile, um, and just kind of nods. And like you can tell that all of this talk and all this history that he shared is kind of like sucked his mind back into that area. Like he's definitely kind of in a melancholy, thoughtful state. A lot less talkative than he was uh, even before this conversation.
Yeah, and Marikar would see that and respect that, and he'd just kind of let things be quiet for a while. He wouldn't try to cheer you up or kind of change the topic. He just let that sit. He feels something like that's important to maybe not dwell on, but he feels like we all need those moments to reflect on the path or on the past, so that we can kind of see the vision of the future that we're trying to create. Is kind of his idea.
Um, Aurelian, you're about to you've just made camp again. Um, your horse still not rideable. Would you like to try and see what you can do for it again?
Absolutely, I would.
Would you seek help at all?
Yeah. At this point, how many days have passed?
Um, this is probably the third night, I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna roll first. No, I'll say like he starts looking at it, seeing it's not improving. He just kind of like grumbles to himself. After a moment of quiet, Brooke, if you still remember any of the medicine training I taught you, I could definitely use some help over here.
I'd walk over, look at it, look at him, look at it. I'd give it a shot.
Nice.
Nailed it.
In sync.
You have a better medicine check than I do. Well, it's probably proficiency or whatever your thief stuff
Yeah,
is.
I put some in there.
Expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you studied other knowledge though, Aurelian. Um, whereas he really got into it. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
he was trying to use herbs for something else.
Aurelian definitely just took medicine because that was what was required from the curriculum in Rivendell and was never that into it. So yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
fits.
Um, yeah. The two of you working together. Um, maybe being from the woods, Rook, you were able to come up with a splint um, to help it, and you were able to find some Athalas nearby. Um, you know that wherever the Dunedain used to reside and live, you could always tend to find Athalas around. And these lands were full of where the Dunedain used to live. So you go out, you find some Athalas together, make a paste, make a salve for it, um, and you are able to patch it up. Um, the next morning, you see an improvement in its leg, um, and you you give it a try, and it can now bear weight, and you're able to ride a little bit on your horse, enough to make up some time, but I'm sure you don't want to push it too hard.
Yeah, he kind of gets on very gently, and seeing that it can now bear his weight, He does, like, you can tell Rook that he has a noticeable change in his attitude, and he's kind of just nodding. Maybe we can finally get somewhere.
Sounds like a plan, because finally you can ride the horse again, so we should maybe go a little further than we have been the past couple of days.
I suppose your medicine did come in handy this one time. Thank you.
This one.
Yeah, I can also imagine that Rook knows like the theory behind the medicine, but you actually have the experience of applying the medicine as well, more so. Or he's just not got the patience to actually do it, but he knows how to do it. It could be that one.
Mm-hmm.
You travel the road again, making your way, the weather hills rising up closer and closer. Why don't you both give me perception checks? Maybe Aurelian is more interested in the horse. But Rook, after your little talk with Aurelian about keeping an eye on the road and your little scouting that you tend to do, now you're doing it on horseback, I guess. You see ahead of you on the road, um, uh, looks like a caravan of sorts. People traveling west slowly. They don't seem to be in any rush. They have a few horses. You know, you can probably see 6 to 8, maybe a few more, maybe 10 people. But they're traveling west. They're a lot closer to the hills than you are. Not there yet, but um, yeah, you can probably catch up to them soon if you wish to.
How far away are they?
Probably, like, if you push your horses, probably a couple of hours. Um, if you just went at a normal pace with your horses, probably half a day.
Okay. I would I go back to Aurelian and I tell him, there's a caravan up there. Um, would I have seen any weapons, or anybody carrying any kind of obvious?
No, no, you're not seeing any like glints of armor or glints of like spears. So they're not marching in formation or anything like that. It's just like a group as such.
Okay, yeah, I'd tell him, there's a couple horses, there's a caravan. I don't know, maybe 10 people. I don't really see any armor, any weapons. They're not far, but if we push it, probably a couple of hours. If we don't push it, maybe half a day. How is your horse?
How's my horse looking, Kevin?
Um, give me a D4.
Get it out of the
Um,
way. We all. I'm not going to use
it-
inspiration on a D4.
um, it's it looks like it's felt the travel with you on its back. Um, you probably think it's not a wise decision to try and push it.
Well, the way this one's looking, I don't think pushing it's a good idea. We'll just catch up to them when we do. There's no telling if they're necessarily going to point us in the right direction when we even get there. So why push it?
I don't know. They were traveling west. Which direction are we going?
Kevin?
West.
Cool. I just heard you and say west.
say, well, if they're going our direction, maybe we can go parallel to them, maybe just a little bit behind, but maybe kind of go parallel to them, maybe in a clearing or maybe in an area where, I don't know, we won't be perceived as a threat. Maybe make contact if we're going the same direction.
Smart.
Just
Make
until
sure-
your horse is ready, just kind of go parallel to them, but just obviously a little for a couple hours to a half a day behind.
It might be smart to sheathe your weapons. Definitely wear your hood. And he points to his hood. We don't know how receptive they are to us.
I'd just like, okay. And I'd start to kind of like hide anything that'd be shiny or things of that sort.
Aurelian, why don't you give me a animal handling check?
Okay.
A 19. Did you roll that 19?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you just seem to roll it really quick. It's like, oh, wow.
because I've got my things rolled up, like pulled up.
Yeah, yeah.
Animal handling is like the
Be
second
cool.
one.
Be cool.
Yeah,
Be cool.
you're able to coax your horse along very safely, not adding any more stress to it. Obviously, you don't make up too much time, but you maybe make up a little bit of time, and within the half a day, you're a little bit behind. Marikar and Damrod, just give me perception checks.
All I see is Weathertop right now.
Yeah, yeah. Marikar, very high roll. What you see, Marikar, um, if Damrod is looking up at the hills that are getting closer and closer, um, you're looking ahead off to the side, maybe behind, and you see a few black shapes in the air. Say few, can't quite tell if it's a few. But there's quite a busy area of black in the air. Potentially birds. There's just a lot of them. A bit further on down the road, you see them sort of lift off. They're in the air. They fly around, and then you see them. They'll go to the north a little bit, circle west towards the hills, do a bit of a loop around the hills or that direction, then come back and then sort of back to the original spot where you first saw them.
He would look at this and he'd kind of nudge Damrod and say, look at that there. Is that unusual behavior for some birds? They seem as they're almost traveling in a pattern from one place to the other. Is that common around here?
Damrod looks really like he's thinking really hard for a moment, and then he looks off into the distance and says, "Lore Master, is that common around here?"
I mean, there are certain migratory birds that you will see, small ones. They seem a little bit bigger than what you'd be used to for a migratory bird. Now that Marikar has pointed this out, you're sort of focusing on it as you travel along over the next maybe hour or so, and you spot it, and they seem more so like maybe like crows than than like a starling or a swallow, something like that, that fly around in large groups and are more migratory south. Um, so to see such amount of crows or ravens, they could be, not quite sure, could be jackdaws or rooks, but they're crows are carrion birds anyway. It's probably an unusual sign.
And Damrod looks back down from whatever he was speaking to in the sky, um, and looks at Makar and says, "That's maybe it's maybe a bad omen. Maybe trouble on the horizon."
Should we?
And he's
What
like
what
kind
kind
of
of trouble?
whispering this to you, like he's trying not to alarm the rest of the caravan.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Marikar would keep it quiet, but he would say, what what exactly do you mean trouble?"
It could be a number of different things, but let's hope as simple as some type of dead animal carcass. Could
Mm.
be merely an inconvenience, or it could be much worse.
Just kind of,
Keep your eyes open when your wits about you.
yeah. He'd be kind of on high alert, nervous, maybe like fidgeting with some of the fur that he wears. Um, but yeah, yeah. He'll just keep on going and pay attention to things.
You lose track of where they seem to end their flight before you get too close to the sort of region area. Um, Give me perception checks, Aurelian and Rook.
These rolls are all over the place, dude.
I
They
swear.
are.
I swear. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's distracted Rook. Aurelian, you're maybe
A
paying
leaf.
attention to the travelers, and you are keeping a pretty steady distance from them, and they haven't noticed you. But you do notice also the particular pattern of birds a little bit ahead, and you see that they settle near the road up ahead. Um, uh,
Um,
yeah, and you start, like, the caravan is approaching where the birds seem to have settled a little bit further along.
um, I will reach into my journal, grab a piece of paper, wad it up, and throw it at Rook to get his attention. And without saying a word, I will just point my finger towards the birds that are accruing. What do you think that's all about?
Hard to tell. At this distance, I don't really know, but it could be a trap of sorts.
It looks like it might be a trap. Look, you're new to all of this. Would you have any issues with letting them deal with the trap while we go around? If they're going to be so willfully ignorant to walk into a trap, then they can deal with it.
Maybe they don't know it's a trap like we do.
Yeah, they're Brelanders. They can be a little oblivious.
We should probably let at least somebody know that they might want to detour.
Aurelian, with your, was it 17? Um, with the how close you are now, you you maybe would have noticed that. Um, yes, it certainly looks like they are Brelanders. In general, but there are two taller figures with them also.
Can I tell that one of them's a Dunedain?
Probably not. You just know that they're taller. And again, the Brelanders don't tend to be very tall
Mhm.
that you know of. A Breelander over 6 foot probably doesn't exist.
He notices that and he thinks that's a little bit strange. And he doesn't quite know who's in front of him, but he knows that maybe these two are interesting. Um, and he will do that whistle that you do with two fingers to try to catch their attention. And if anyone looks to him, he will be pointing up to the crows. And part of this is just to let them know that there is a danger up ahead, but also to kind of dissuade the fear that they might have by turning around and realizing that they're being followed by two strangers.
Yeah. Um, Damrod and Marakar, give me perception checks then.
You're ready for that one.
Yeah. Um, there we go.
Now all I see is crows.
Yeah, you're pondering on this feast for crows. Um,
I'm
Marakar,
Damrod's given Marakar the history of crows now.
why don't you give me a shadow law?
I don't know a damn thing about Shadow.
Not a damn thing.
I,
You never
I
heard
did
of her.
mean I did mean just Damrod. I did
That's-
mean just Damrod.
Oh,
That's-
okay, that's good.
That's 2 zeros, Nate.
At least they're not in a row. At
Yeah.
least they're on inconsequential things.
Okay, that's quite fitting. Um, you might be right in the yes, Charlie. You might be right in this uneasy feeling around these carrion birds. There's written law and history that's been passed down about the wars with Angmar and those that fought in it, those that led to the ruin of the old kingdom. Not only did the Witch King of Angmar have orcs, trolls, and evil spirits in his army, but he also had men from the north, the hillmen of Rudour. Rudour was one of the warring kingdoms of the Dunedain, but Rudour was the first to fall to the Witch King, as men who were driven out by the Dunedain when they first arrived took up a great hatred, especially a hatred that was stirred up by the Witch King. And so the hillmen that now live in the north of Eriador, in the hills where Angmar was, they were the hillmen of Rudour, and they have an association with carrion birds, such as crows, as well as Cribine.
I think that I really do go like all of a sudden with my joke and like Damrod doesn't notice what Marakar is looking at. He is deep in thought and like he almost has that like he doesn't actually snap his fingers, but he almost has like that finger snap moment. And he just starts talking and he like relays this to Marakar. It's quietly, but it's kind of frantically. I've just I've just remembered and just kind of lays that out there and lets him know quietly and hopefully without too many of the caravan hearing right away. That he's just had this lore dump in his mind.
Well, I mean, it could very much well be that you haven't seen yourself any hillmen of Rudar, and they're very far south. To see them to hear of them this far south would be strange. You've never seen them, you've never experienced them. Only tales or rumor from fellow rangers would have came to your ears, but those that are very far to the north.
Yeah, and I think that's why it takes him a minute to like for this to occur to him. Like he knew enough and remembered enough to warn of danger that it could be danger, but he wasn't quite sure why that was connecting, but like it clicks and he has basically an epiphany and realizes like, hey, I've heard these stories. I know why this could be dangerous and kind of relays that, um, and just kind of tries to gauge Myrakar's reaction to that for the moment.
Upon hearing all this, Marikar's reaction would be that he would say, "Well, we should stop the caravan and find another way around, shouldn't we?"
I don't know how they would react to something like this. That's why I'm bringing it to you before taking drastic measures.
What do you mean drastic measures?
As in stopping the caravan and telling them what's happening and panicking.
He kind of just looks back at the caravan and he says, "I mean, you're the expert more so than I. Well, what would you suggest we do?" I mean, these aren't people who can. And kind of looks back at him and says, "They don't necessarily seem like they can hold their own if things went too bad, if you know what I mean. I would hate to put them in a situation where they would have to possibly defend their lives or take another."
How would you gauge their reactions to being told something of this nature?
While you're having the discussion, all of you, you see the crows take to the air and circle as if to go on their pattern as you've seen. However, they quickly change flight and they go higher and they start heading towards your direction. And then all together they start diving towards you as a large murder of crows begin to fly over your heads, cawing, squawking. Not too close, but they're moving as a group and they all fly pretty close over your heads.
With that happening,
the Caravanserais and the few guards, armed men, shall we say, they instinctively like duck and are looking around and are panicking or beginning to panic. Some even look at you, Damrod, for answers.
Is there any kind of structures or like large rocks or caves or anything nearby somewhere where we can kind of take cover?
I'll tell you what, why don't I move us onto a map so you can see.
I mean, I ain't been on this map screen for nothing.
Yeah. Layer, token layer. Yeah. Would you two like to place yourself in the caravan in the order?
I had to zoom in. I thought those things were like squids.
Which ones?
The thing in the middle, this thing.
Oh, they're horses.
Yeah, I got that now.
I brought a token pack, where we have like rather than token horses, we have these horses.
Yeah,
Fucking calamari.
I need to send you some ones that I found. They're really cute.
What we will do is, I know Charlie has just asked for a 5 minute break, so we can go for a 5 minute break if everyone is okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Ray's the only one staying.
Sounds
so-
good.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, everybody, we're gonna take about a 5 minute break. Grab a drink, use the bio room, and we'll be back in Middle Earth in just a few minutes. Please don't forget your rings, as they will all be dropped in Mount Doom very soon. It will not take us 14 years to get to the end of the trilogy. We'll be
Yeah.
back in just a few minutes.
Yeah, don't forget your rings.
Second
Maybe not. Oh, what's happening? There we go. You guys could hear us, but for some reason the scene didn't change. But we are back, and we are ready to go, and we've got Carabine of Dunlin coming down on us, and we're gonna get hid.
Okay. So I would like what I'm going to do is token there. I'd like everybody to select their token and roll some initiative, please.
Does that include Charlie and me?
Yeah, I have put you on the map.
Ray,
You are on top of some horses.
Shut, Nathan.
Ray,
Do not.
you are a part of everybody.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Charlie and I.
No.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
We don't need scrammers here.
Dang.
See if this will work.
So I just click my token, and then I click roll initiative
Yeah,
on the character sheet.
That's what you do.
yeah, that's it.
Can I click someone else's token and roll initiative?
Holy sweet Christmas. That's the first time I've ever done that.
Hold on,
Really?
I gotta.
Has it gone in the order? It has gone in the initiative order, indeed.
Where is initiative on here?
Right
Top-
next to
top
armor
middle.
class.
Armor class.
Above
Next armor
HP,
class. Oh, there. How do you click on it? Oh, there it is.
you click the word that says initiative.
Okay, you know what? Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I
You
didn't
didn't
have
do it right.
I did not do it right. It doesn't count. How do I connect it to my token?
Just
You
Just click your token
Just
first.
have your click on the token.
And then click initiative.
Nope.
Click on your token and have
I
the little
did.
have the little circles pop up. You got the little circles,
Yes, I do.
and then click initiative on your character sheet.
Oh, I see.
How am I teaching you how to do this, Ray? And it's the first time I've ever done it.
Did it do it? Did it? It's so much better now.
Yay.
You,
Oh, there it is.
you can level up, Ray. Well done. Du-du-du-du.
And our tokens are so much bigger than, or our horses are so much bigger than you guys'.
Yeah.
Hang on, that was the
used guys.
wrong sound. Here you go, Ray.
Thank you.
Give the one up for Mario.
Quite fetching, to be fair.
Quite fetching, to be fair.
Yeah. You see these crows. They start swooping down and fly overhead of the caravan ahead of you. As you have begin to ride, you're not quite on the map yet. Ride your horses maybe towards them. Just give me perception checks, both of you. Nice. Both of you. Okay. While you are riding, and maybe due to the positioning of the cliff just here, the caravaneers down here can't see, but you can see movement up on the top here, as you see shapes moving towards the edge.
What kind of shapes are they? Are they still crow or are they more humanoid?
They are close to the ground, and they seem to be sort of edging towards, well, creeping towards the edge. They seem to be wearing whatever it is, like furs and hides, I guess.
So not like a ring wraith necessarily.
No, not this time.
Um, so I will look to. Rook saw it too, right?
Rook would have seen it too as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll turn to him, seeing that he's definitely looking where I am, and he's probably about to act. I will go ahead and draw my bow and fire an arrow into these dark shapes.
Okay. Give me an animal handling check as you are trying to get to the scene.
Ooh, I'm gonna use inspiration. I will knowing that my horse is probably having a really rough go at everything with what's been happening. I'm just gonna lean in and kind of just oh no, this will be mean. I'm gonna sing the song that my mother sang to me back in the flashback I saw in Regian.
Okay.
Cool. That's about par for the course.
As you spur your horse, your horse still hasn't recovered enough. You can fire a bow. However, it will be at disadvantage.
Could I be close enough to where I could get off the horse, or would I need to be on the horse?
Once you have finished your full movement for this turn, you would be where you're at.
Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. Well, I guess that didn't matter if I rolled it like that, right?
Yeah.
I rolled it.
So
I rolled it twice.
You would have took the first one.
Mm-hmm.
You're like the first one would have been a 10.
Mm-hmm.
So you fire the bow, and it flies to the area up here, and it clinks off the edge of the cliff right here. Who else rolled? Was it Marakar? Marakar, you see and hear these horses riding up on you from behind. They've got hoods over their heads. At least one of them has got a bow, and you see one draw a bow and fire it. But the arrow strikes the cliffside up here.
Marakar would immediately tell Damrod. He'd immediately tell Damrod, we're being attacked from the rear.
Did you guys not hear me when I whistled before?
I did not.
Not that I know of.
I think
I've been
Marakar
pretty
heard,
perceptive.
Yeah, Marakar heard something, but you were still quite some way back. But it was sort of at the same time they were discussing the crows and the potential significance of it.
Yeah, and Marakar would probably stand in front of whatever this caravaneer is and try to make sure they don't get hit by arrows.
Okay. Aurelian, is there anything else you would wish to do?
Does this person, is it obvious from where I'm standing that this person might perceive me as a threat? Like, are they drawing a bow and aiming towards me?
Nate?
I am not drawing a bow. I pull out a great axe. And I kind of stand my ground, in a defensive position in front of what seems to be some civilian.
So seeing that, he's just gonna yell, "Above you!" and point to the cliff up ahead that I had just like clinked the side of.
Oldest trick in the book.
Nate, why do you and I's character in these Middle Earth games always have to have problems with each other?
Yeah, he would stand his ground and face you guys, and he'd actually probably yell at you guys to he'd say back off and we won't have to hurt anyone.
And I will turn to Rook. I told you these Brelanders, they're so oblivious.
I would maybe I could ride out further and then shoot up towards the ridge there.
It is your turn, Rook. So again, you can end your movement where you are at, and you can take a shot if you wish.
Yep, I'm gonna give it a
Give
shot.
me an animal handling check.
Welp, your horse's leg is broke too now.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, we'll one
Can
horse.
I-
Your shot,
Can I
your shot
inspiration
will
that?
be. You can do, yeah.
You got a second inspiration
first-
though, right?
I mean,
Your-
your second advantage roll was better, but your actual roll is worse.
Yeah,
got another one.
your shot will be at disadvantage.
Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah. You fire up, and you hit one of these moving shapes. Marakar, you would see this person aim a bow. This rider aim a bow up here, and then you would hear a grunt and a cry.
Would I see
Um,
anything?
If you look up, not from your current angle, unfortunately. But you
I would-
Go on.
I'd have yelled, "He said above you!" And I'd point back up to the top of the hill.
Marakar would yell to Damrod. It's like, they're a shit shot, Damrod. We should have this.
Man.
Damrod turns, and I know we're in initiative, so I won't actually be able to get anywhere at this point. But as like all this is happening, and Marakar shouts this, you'll see like Damrod was turned facing with you, but as this arrow is loosed and hits the top of this little cliff, and you hear kind of an outcry of pain and maybe a thunk of an arrow into flesh, and you're turning to yell this at Damrod. He's in the same breath, he's turning and running like this direction, and just like yells to the top of the hill.
How tall of a little cliff is that?
Probably 20 feet
Oof.
at that
So
point.
I can't jump up there.
You can try and scale it.
Yeah. It's my athletics. I have pretty good athletics. All right.
Okay. However, after being shot, you all see rushing to the edge of the cliff are archers. They are wearing bits of bone here and there, but they have long, dark, lank hair. Their skin is pale. They have some sort of shadowing around the eyes. Um, they are gaunt, and they run to the cliff. Ah, we kill them, we feast. Get them. Um, as the ones on the cliffside draw short bows and ready short bows, and they are going to fire into the group. Let me just spread these out just a little bit, just like this. Yeah, they're going to fire into the group. Marikar, one is coming your way.
All right.
Damrod, one will come your way. Oh. Marikar, does a 15 hit you?
It does not.
No, it does not.
It would
I've
have if we
taken-
didn't fix my AC.
Yeah. Thankfully, you're not carrying a lot. And then that one is for you, Damrod. A 9
Unfortunately, I
misses.
do not have an 8 AC, so yeah, it's gonna miss.
Nice.
And then that's for one of them. Oh dear. It's bad damage though. So probably this one here will take that damage. 3. Yeah, as this Caravaneer gets shot with an arrow, the others get like towards the back here, miss. We'll say this one got shot by Brook. That was their turn. Marikar, it is your turn.
Seeing everything that's going on, Marikar would. These guys up front, are they like the armed guys?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
the kind of guards?
Yeah. They
Um,
have like a sword and a buckler with
Mhm.
some, with some armor on.
Gotcha. He would yell to the caravan as a whole. He would say, uh, retreat on ahead. We'll catch up with you. Just stay out of the line of fire." And he would begin running kind of over this way. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 45, 50, 55, 60. So yeah, he is sprinting from here to where he is now and telling the caravaneers to just go on ahead, get out of the line of fire, and stay safe, basically. And if he needs to kind of like take a shot for one of these caravaneers, he would willingly do so.
Okay. Yeah, you see everyone is still ducking from the crows, and they're still quite low to the ground. And then they hear you and see you running past, and they see the archers on the hill, and the armed guards. Sort of, they draw swords and grab a buckler, and they don't look super confident, but they're armed for a reason, I guess. Yeah. Is there anything else?
No, that'll be his turn there. Next turn, he'll run up on the hill, but he's really trying to convince these people to just get the hell out of here before
Gotcha.
anyone gets seriously injured.
Cool. Okay. Damrod.
Damrod at like pretty much at the same time as Marikar is sprinting forward. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Just kind of probably gonna stay with like maybe a step or two ahead of Marikar, just so he's not getting just pelted with a chest full of arrows. I don't want to be Boromir'd, but he is definitely trying to get up there as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
He is also yelling to the caravan to move and get out of here.
Okay. Yeah, from your positions just there, I guess you would see, and feel free to move back a little bit if you wish. Marikar probably is just about starting to see this from his position. But you would see.
Oh God.
Oh, shit, fuck.
Again?
Let me just see who. Yeah.
Kevin
you
said,
would see these
"I'm
guys.
making this one a one shot."
I swear to God.
They are carrying these short spears and a buckler, and again, they looking at these and the archers, you see that they are adorned with crow feathers or raven feathers,
Of course they are.
black feathers of some sort. Perhaps your gut instinct was correct, Damrod, in thinking that perhaps these are hillmen of Rudawa, evil men from the north, aligned with the Witch King long ago. Again, feel free to move back a little bit if you wish.
I think Damrod is actually like he's gonna come almost sliding to a stop here, and then he's gonna take like one step over, leaving this little gap here between the kind of the cliff and level ground, and he's gonna pull out one of his axes for now, and kind of glance back towards Marikar. Beside me, use the axe for the horses.
And see, when you pull out your axe, you could see Marikar kind of start to come to the realization that like this is not a peaceful trip anymore. You see he's very uneasy, but he's still running forward.
Great. Okay, so up next is somebody else. Damrod, you would see this. Standing at the top, up. Should I write that? Up in this direction, you see someone dressed more elaborately in a feathered cloak, a dark feathered cloak. Jenna, yes. Select please. Token layer. Here. Let me share some images so you can see who this is. Handout chapter. Woman. Show to players. This is the person that you would see.
I'm in danger.
It's like Radagast's pissed off sister.
And those are a mixture of there are a mixture of male and females here running at you at this moment in time. Yeah, with your previous shadow law, you know that these peoples have a hatred for the Dunedain. Who knows if they actually know you're a Dunedain yet? And this person is going to walk forward and start chanting in a language that Aurelian you will know. Rook, you can give me a law or shadow law. Damrod, you can give me a law as well. Marikar, you don't get to make one this time, unfortunately.
Hey, fair enough.
He'd probably fail it.
Yeah.
No.
Did you say I need to roll something as well, or no?
Yeah, shadow law.
Mine's a 6, so I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Mine's a 7, and I got a +0.
Howdy.
It starts chanting, and you can just about hear it, Aurelion, but he's chanting black speech. And it's it's words of power, it seems. You're not sure what it is that it's chanting, but it turns and looks looks down here to you three right here. And I want you all to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Ooh.
DC 12.
Hey, all right.
Damrod, saving throw,
15.
charisma. Okay. Actually, you all succeed as you feel the words of whatever this person is chanting. You feel it weigh on you on your soul, but you are able to fight off the effect, maybe through adrenaline, aggression, fright, even. But you fight through the effect and you shake it off. And then it is going to say something else as a bonus action. And a group of these crows are going to fly at you. Some of you. Layer, top layer, top layer. Okay. So this one's going to fly this way. I want you to give me a dexterity saving throw, Damrod. This one will fly this way at you. And then this one will fly up there. This one will fly up there.
I'm feeling kind of inspired by that nat 20 at advantage, so I'm going to try that again.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
and
nice.
another
Hey.
freaking nat
So
20.
much
Are you
better.
kidding me?
Hey-o.
Just showing you what you can't have.
So close. Do I need to make a dex save as well?
Yes, you do, please.
That is a 12. So not quite.
Yeah. Thanks to that.
Mm-hmm.
12 is what you needed.
Ah, haha. Fuck
You got
these
those-
crows.
You just got the two numbers mixed up, Nate. It's the
I
two
know,
should be where the one is. And
So close.
Okay. This commoner here that's already been hit gets sort of swiped and clawed at by the birds. Not having a good day. And that is the shaman's turn. Caravaners. This one's going to duck to the ground and go prone. This one's going to duck to the ground and go prone. This one's going to run over. Going to draw a club and try and swipe at the birds. Draw a club, try and swipe at the birds. Draw a club, try and swipe at the birds. The birds. Wow.
Wow.
Damn.
There we go.
Nice.
Atta
Arm-
boy.
Armed and dangerous.
Swoop.
How
Kevin
many was
rolled 2 nat 20s in a row and then a nat 1.
Mhm. Does it count as a row if you're rolling twice?
that? Say that again?
Oh no.
In a row. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, not technically, but just the fact that it's like that close together, like it's rolling an
impressive.
advantage. So
yeah, knocking some of these crows out of the air. Yeah, beating them, bashing them around. Caravan guards. This one's going to attack the crows. Hitting. And this one. Move to here, attack the crow. That one. Move to here, attack the crow. Damn crows. Miss. Hit. Right, so this one takes a hit. 3. This one takes a hit. 2. Okay. That's Caravan guards. Right. These guys and girls with spears up here. I'm gonna. One of them's gonna run here. One of them's gonna run here. One of them's gonna run here. This one's gonna jump down the cliff from here. And make some attacks with their spears at you, shouting and screaming all the time. Wisdom save. 1,
Ooh.
are they on horses?
2. No.
Okay, the token from here looks like it. I guess I just need to zoom in more.
Doesn't look like that at all.
No,
So
I can see what you're saying.
I did share the image with you, by the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just thought
yeah,
that was like just kind of like a general image that everyone looked like, and then these guys were on horseback, and that changes my plans.
the two fighting you, Damrod, the two that have run up on you, they haven't noticed or haven't seemed to have noticed that you are doing dying yet. But they're going to attack you with spears. 17 for 5 damage.
17 will hit.
Okay. And then a 9 won't hit. So you take 5 damage as they come darting in with their short spears. And then on Marika. Oh dear.
Ooh.
Yeah, you take that's 9 piercing damage, Marika.
Ouch.
As you're probably distracted by the birds, by the crows. And then the guard. That hits the guard, I believe, as well. Click on it so I can find out. Yes, it does. For 4 piercing damage.
So that's what the crows did to me?
No, that's what the spearmen did. The raiders. The guys with pink dots.
Did they throw it at me? I don't. On my screen, I don't see anyone next to me.
Maybe you're just lagging a little bit.
You might have to refresh.
Yeah.
Does everybody else see that they've moved up?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Because
this
otherwise
is
it would have been.
me,
I don't
right?
see anybody next to him.
Yeah.
Yes. Still no one.
Yeah, there's
That's
someone
Well,
right
there's
Rogue.
here.
birds.
There's birds.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
there is no
bird.
one next to him.
I think you're thinking of
Hidden-
this guy.
Here?
Yeah, Nate's over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just me.
Yeah. Sorry, here.
Yeah, no one's there.
Yeah, no one's there
Oh.
on my screen either.
Nope.
Oh, maybe it is me. Maybe it is me that is lagging then.
I was looking at this guy.
I was too.
Well, like there is one person who's just hanging out and back on my screen.
Yeah, he's just chilling. I was
Okay.
wondering why he didn't
He's so
move.
excited. Just back up.
He's like, you
Um,
guys got this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they run up and they start stabbing at you with their short spears, getting a nick off each. For on that one. Oh, changes armor class instead. And we are back to the top with Aurelian.
Charlie, does Rook speak Kenya?
I don't know.
Kevin, does Rook
would-
speak Kenya?
He wouldn't do unless you have specifically taught him.
What he'd speak Sindarin though, right?
Yes.
Okay. I will say to him in Sindarin, I don't think there's any way for us to avoid this. And he's going to point to the cliff down here. He's going to say, stay low and get to that cliff. Once you're there, start firing and keep your head down. And then I will do just that. I'm going to move
Go a
my
little
horse and
further.
whoops. To I get both of them? No, I cannot. You here? Can I get to partial cover?
Uh,
Or
Yeah.
I'm staying here?
I mean, you've. I think you've got like 50 feet of riding, on a riding horse. So
No, I'm saying like if
What's-
I get to here, can I use partial cover
yeah,
to like duck under it?
yeah.
Oh, one other
Yeah,
thing
where-
I was sorry, go ahead.
But I go next to you on your left or your right?
Whichever.
Come to you on your right. It's closer.
To go to this side, just because you'd have more cover.
Okay.
But before he would run off, he would point to this one up here. That's black speech. Whatever it's saying out there, it's nothing good. Try to aim for that one first. I think it's the leader. And I will go ahead and pull out my short bow, and I will take a shot at this one.
Give me animal handling first.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. This will be normal then.
Okay. Well, once I get here, I'm hoping to like jump off my
Yeah,
horse if
that's-
possible.
I
Well,
was
no, that's
about to
probably.
ask if we could do that.
Is that a thing we can do, or is that an action?
It should cost like half of your movement to get off the horse, but as you are sort of, your horse is probably level with the sort of cliff now.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine. You won't have to use any movement to get off other than 5 feet.
Okay, cool.
Good.
I'm gonna go ahead and fire my short bow then.
Okay.
This one right here.
Yeah, that is a hit. However, as he sees you fire the arrow at it, well, her, sorry. This murder of crows here flies and takes the hit instead and gets in the way, but it does kill that sort of group of crows.
Well, it looks like I just made it open for you. You should have no excuse to miss this one.
No. I don't have to do animal handling anymore, correct?
If you're getting off the horse, no, you don't have to.
All right, cool. Because I'm not going to. All right, yeah, I'm getting off the horse, and I'm gonna fire at the same one.
Yep.
Nailed it.
That's a hit. 4 piercing damage. Yeah. He wasn't able to react this time. So, yeah, the arrow gets through. 2 quick arrow shots. This one getting through, and it hits this one in the shoulder. As it turns and begins to curse at you. Anything else, Rook?
Nope. Staying under partial cover.
Okay. These bowmen. Okay, this one and this one are going to shoot at the 2 of you. Short bow. Aurelian first for 7 piercing, and then Rook for 16. With cover. I don't think. Go on.
I'm sorry, ignore me. I thought you were saying that he had 16 damage.
That's what I thought. I was like, how? It says 4.
No, Aurelian, you're going to take 7 piercing damage.
Got it.
And then Rook, you don't take any damage because of your partial cover. The other 2 are going to shoot at the nearest commoners. Hitting and missing. For 4. There's cries of pain from those that get hit by the arrows. Marika, you're up.
So I have someone right in front of me right here, or are
Yeah,
they
that's
like right
correct.
here?
They're
Okay,
right here. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I am going to swing at them with my great axe and hopefully do some damage. So that is a 4. I would like to.
A 14 hits.
A 14 hits? Oh man, these guys are fucked. Yeah. So 14 hits. That's 13 damage. I'm not in
Rage.
I'm not raging at the
Yeah.
moment, but yeah, 13 damage. And if that would kill them, I would like to make it non-lethal.
That does not kill this one now.
Fair enough.
But it has severely wounded this one.
Marikar would look at him like, so he'd probably just maybe like bash him with the pole arm of the great axe.
Yeah.
And he maybe like slams his back of his head against the rocks there, and Marikar would look at him and say, you can run, you don't have to do this.
Yeah, I imagine like he's just stabbed you pretty good, and you've done that whole grab the shaft of the spear, and his eyes probably go wide as you just crack him with the haft of the axe. But it doesn't look like he is going to be following your advice at this moment in time.
Fair enough, yeah.
This happens next. From behind you is a shout, an extra scream of anger and rage as more of these come running up over the cliff behind you. So
Oh,
one to
what the
here,
actual fuck?
Son of a.
one to here.
Turn my mic on.
This one's probably going to go here.
I knew it wasn't going to be anything good when he said, "Okay, this turn, this happens."
Yeah, I was like, great. What's he doing?
Well, that's great. That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What are we gonna
Fun fact,
do?
Nathan. Fun fact, Nate. That is from Aliens.
Yes, aliens indeed. Yeah, these ones are they're wielding these two long knives as they come up. One on two long knife attacks on the commoner, hitting, actually killing this commoner.
Ooh.
This Caravaneer. That was bad for that one. And then two on the guard, missing, hitting. Guard takes 3. And then another 2 on the guard. Oh. And then 2 on Marikar. Hitting for 5 and missing. So you take another 5 slashing damage. As this one here, can you see this one? Knife?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Comes up and slashes at you, getting you at the top of the thigh, almost hamstringing you, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I'm not happy.
Some might ask, are you ready to get angry yet?
You know, I think he's pretty fucking angry about that one.
How would we feel about him when he's angry, though? What
What?
emotions might we have towards him when he's angry?
I guess we're just gonna have to find out.
Damrod, you are up.
Fuck him up.
I don't get 2 attacks yet, right?
You get a bonus action attack because you are a 2-weapon fighter.
Well, let's see how the first one goes. I'm gonna take. Oh, I just noticed I have a short sword and a hand axe.
You've got 2 hand axes, or you should have multiple hand axes.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull my second hand axe, and take a swing at just one of these guys in front of me. Just trying to mow through them. Are you freaking kidding me? It's always just out of my reach.
That's teasing you. That is a hit.
All right. And I guess I'll go ahead and take my bonus action attack as well. Not as good.
That is a hit.
Okay. So
Yep.
Markar has this big great axe that he pulls out and just starts like swinging away, and he's being kind of dainty with it. He doesn't want to kill the people, and he's trying not to damage their feather cloaks and all this. Like, so sorry. And Damrod whips out these 2 like well crafted but kind of worn, also well worn hand axes, and just starts hacking away at this guy in front of him. Just like you can tell it's practiced, like there's a grace to it, but at the same time he knows what these people, what these men, what these creatures, as it were, have come for.
Yeah.
and then he's going to just like stand his ground, axes ready, to try to finish this guy off if need be.
Excellent. Do you shout anything in battle?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Hillman Shaman. He's going to look over at the battle, at the fight. See more resistance than he probably was expecting, or she. Going to um, going to command the crows. 50, yeah. To fly over at Rook. Rook.
It's a rook on rook battle.
Yeah. I want you to give me a dexterity saving throw, Rook,
Yeah, okay.
because you're the one that actually shot it. Okay. You're just going to take the 1 point of damage as these birds start swarming around you, clawing at you.
Would that set it up for a sneak attack?
Uh,
Well, no, because they're directly attacking. Never mind.
Yeah. And then the shaman will command the rest. So Damrod and Marikar, give me dexterity saving throws.
Hell yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you take no damage from it. You're able to avoid the birds. Cavaliers. This one's wounded. He's going to drop to the floor, go prone. This Caravanier's guard. It's not even the guard's turn. I'm just going to run up here, try and aid the guard here. We'll run over here, try and aid dying comrade. Drop into the floor. We're going to take cover behind the horse, actually. Yeah. Caravan guard, it is their turn. One. Caravan guard. That's advantage. Hitting. That's advantage. Hitting. Caravan guards pulling some weight here. 10.
Oh, yeah.
And where was it from? This one was just 3. Okay. One more Caravan guard. You're going to turn it this guy. Oh, girl. Nope. Missing that time. And then the spearmen. Okay, so the spear ones, the ones that originally came and rushed at you guys, 2 on Damrod. That's a hit for 7 damage. And then another one, 14 missing. And then 1 for Marikar, 4 piercing damage for Marikar. And then 1 for the guard. Wow. Rolling well. As this guard gets hit. And back to Aurelian.
Okay, how's the guy up here looking?
Been hit by an arrow once. probably caught in the upper arm. Not really. It just pulled it out and chucked it to the ground, and then told the crows to go and attack Rook.
How dire is our situation looking from Aurelian's point of view?
I mean,
Pretty
there are a lot
bad.
of them. There are a
Mhm.
lot of them. Maybe you've the archers on the hill on the ridge. That's a tricky situation.
1 second. I
If it
spent all
wasn't
this
for the
time. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, if it wasn't for the archers on the hill, you'd probably think, oh, we can probably outnumber them.
How? Hmm. I've spent all this time thinking about what I should do. Okay. Aurelian is kind of going through the same mental battle that I am. He's just looking back and forth between all of this, and Brooke would absolutely notice his growing frustration, and he just starts swearing in several different languages. And he turns to Brooke and says, "These Brelanders are the ones who bring our death. I think that'd be a more embarrassing death than anything we could face out in the wild." And I'm going to look to this person up here that we've been fighting at.
Yeah.
And against my better judgment, I'm going to use Mind Spike on it.
Okay.
So it says right here, at higher levels, when you cast a spell at slot of third or higher, the damage increases by 1d8 for each spell slot above second. So how many d8 is that? It's originally 3.
So above second level.
Above third level.
Yeah. So you wouldn't be casting this at third level yet.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah,
I was.
I think it goes off your. I think it goes off your proficiency bonus. What level you can cast it up to?
Hold on. My proficiency is 2, so it's just going to be straight.
Yeah.
Okay. She needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Damn it. Sorry. That was a 20.
Seriously?
I whispered it. I can take a photo if you want.
Nah, it's only fair. So let me roll my d8s. And this gets my attack bonus also, correct?
Yeah. No, it should just be if it's a
It's
saving
just
throw. It's usually just straight d8s, and it'll take what half
cool.
damage.
Yeah. So I don't know if Brooke's ever seen this actually, but like in the first, I described it to you guys in the first movie how Galadriel kind of just turns pale white and her eyes are glowing, and it's like she's growing a little bit. That's exactly what's going on with Aurelian as he spikes into this creature's mind, and he's just whispering words of, "This place will become your grave if you do not turn back." Just whispering that in a dark language, trying to intimidate this thing to run off if possible.
And what does Mind Spike do other than the psychic damage?
Well, it only works on a failed save. So that's all it does.
Okay. Oh, the other effect.
Yeah, the other effect is only on a failed save.
Yeah. Okay. You see that the archers who are paying attention up here, as well as the shaman, turns. Elf! Shoot him! Shoot him! At the archers.
Can I attempt to? I doubt it. Can I attempt to intimidation check this?
How would you like to intimidate?
Well, I'm still like glowing a little bit from my mind spike, and I just want to try to give off the veneer that I am just this very powerful sorcerer.
Are you staying in cover?
I'm I'd intended to.
And
I can step
then,
out if it would have a more potent effect.
yeah, if you're going to try and intimidate them, you're probably going to have to, especially in this manner, you're probably going to have
Mhm.
to step out and sort of
Yeah.
try to
Um,
actually intimidate them.
yeah, I will step up, or I will climb up this ledge and do that.
Okay. Um,
I'm gonna use my inspiration on that.
okay.
Oh come on! How did I roll 2 ones?
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This has to happen. Where are you at?
That's
We ha-
definitely how Aurelian is feeling.
we haven't used
Yeah,
it in a while.
definitely.
This is a perfect situation.
I'm also going to take that as a. Oh no, Charlie lost power.
Yeah.
Um, I'm also going to take that as you have forfeited your movement as well, so you can't
Yeah.
fall back into cover.
At least till next turn.
Yeah. So it would be Rook, but we'll wait for Charlie to get back in for his turn. So we'll come back to his turn in a sec. Hillman Raider. Go on.
I was just gonna say,
The-
meanwhile, Aurelian's up here hissing like a little kitten, trying to get them to leave.
Yeah, they're gonna turn and shoot, loose their arrows at you. So all 4 of them this time at you. Miss. 16
That hits.
for 7 piercing damage, and then 16 for 3, so that's 10 piercing damage.
And he gets hit by this barrage of arrows, and even more, he's just screaming curse words in random languages.
Yeah, like the nearest 2 are intimidated by you or like a little bit wary of you, but the 2 further back got a better sight and loose 2 arrows at you. Marika.
So, given I've taken a lot of damage, more than Marikar was expecting to take, he is filled with thoughts of why he set out on his journey, and he is going to go into his angry mode or his battle fury. Which one is it? Yeah, battle fury.
Yeah.
And he is going to take a hit. He's gonna. He would swing at the guy in front of him.
Mm.
And let's see. That is a 13 to hit.
A 13 hits.
All right. So that is 7 damage.
Which one was it? The one above you? The one you
Yeah,
already hit?
the one above me. Again, an attempt to be non-lethal if it does kill him,
Uh,
or if it does break that threshold.
It does. If you
Gotcha.
think that in his battle fury he would hold back.
I think what he would do is he would just take his hand and smash the back of his head, or smash this guy's back of the head on the rock over there, and maybe like hit him with his great axe, the butt of his great axe, as he turns about to swing at the guy who just stabbed him from behind. But I only have 1 attack, so that'll have to wait till next turn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The guy by the rock that you'd already hit, you do knock unconscious. Then.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably some long-term cranial brain damage, but you know,
if
Marikar
there
is not a
wasn't-
doctor, so
Yeah, if there wasn't some done already, I guess.
yeah,
Before this.
right. And he would just let out like just a terrifying scream as he faces down homeboy who just stabbed him.
Okay. Anything else?
He would maybe yeah, no, that's it. That's really all he's got, as far as I know, at least. I could be missing
Yeah,
something, but
Battle Fury is a bonus action, so that would have been your
right, yeah.
bonus action. Right. The Raiders. Let me just heal these back up to full because they all changed. They're that in sync with each other. Okay. Yeah. One raid is going to turn at the guard with their long knives missing, hitting for 6. And this guard. Other one on the other guard, hitting, missing for 3. Guard's still hanging in there. But I have another 2 come in. Hitting for 4. Oh, dropping the guard. Zero. And then 2 on you, Marikar. Uh, 16 for 1 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one will allow you to have advantage against this one next turn.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. So you take 1 slashing damage from the hit there.
Mm-hmm.
Damrod, you are up.
I kind of see. Well, I guess I don't because there's a flock of birds around me. So I'm just gonna attack this guy with my hand axes again.
Okay.
We did get another inspiration right earlier.
I did, yeah.
Okay, let's try again. All right, that's better.
Why do you guys get good results when you use your inspiration?
The one that you've already hit, Charlie, yeah? Knife.
Yes.
Yeah. You definitely put that one down. Sink it deep into his chest or something.
And I'm just gonna kind of right-handed strike this one, and then I'm gonna try to strike the other one, and I'll describe it if I hit. 14.
That's a hit.
So
Good damage.
he's going to strike this one in front of him right hand, just buried in his chest, and he can feel the depth that it goes in, and he knows he's not just going to be able to pull it out. So he kind of releases and swipes at this other guy, and then tries to grab that axe and pull it back out again.
Yeah, that's a good meaty hit. Probably get it somewhere in the abdomen or something.
And then that's me. I'm gonna he'd probably actually move where this other guy is, the one that's downed, and just kind of square up with this one that's kind of catty-cornered from him.
Yeah. Okay. Ray, would you like to roll for Rook? Or would
Yeah,
you like me to?
You do it. I don't know what he's rolling.
Okay. I'll change it then. Okay. Would you give Rook any instructions on what to do?
he's too upset right now. He's still just yelling, but you can probably guess that he would just say keep attacking the shaman.
What is that you're doing?
Oh, don't worry about that. Just keep hitting her. Hit her the way Legolas told you.
Right. Okay. I'm going to move around the swarm and the flock. I'm going to try and take a shot then. I need 12. Unfortunately, misses. The shaman sees it coming and just manages to move out the way at the very last second. But Rook is going to bonus action disengage and move this way to try and get a better angle on the shaman. And also maybe being slightly scared by Aurelian.
Fair.
The shaman. Dex save for Marakar and Damrod.
I would like to use my inspiration for that deck save.
Yeah, you can do. Damrod, you take 1 point of damage. Marakar, you take 1 point of damage. Yeah,
you wasted an inspiration for 1 point of damage, Nate.
I know.
Aurelian, I want you to take make a dex save as well.
A dex save? Okay. Give me a sec. I'm trying to find it. I can never find the saves on this thing. There it is. Never mind. Six.
Yeah, you take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Commoners, gonna aid the guards. Caravan guard, then 2 left with advantage attacking. Quick sword shots, 15 hits. 21 hits. Well, this. Okay, 6 there, and almost finished that one. 1 there. Yeah, so the guards are trying their best to help raiders with spears. 1 spear attack against Damrod. 3 piercing damage, Nathan. A spear attack against Marakar. 16 for 4 piercing damage.
Ouch.
And then 1 against the guard. Missing. Aurelian?
Oh, sorry. Hands of the Healer, is that a bonus action or an action?
I think it's an action. I think it says use your action.
Yeah, I figured. So he is just going to jump back down under this cliff to resume partial cover.
Yep.
And again, he's going to try that mind spike again on the shaman to see if he can, like. At this point, it's pride. Just so convinced he can do this. She needs to make a wisdom save. Dang it, yeah. Ooh, better damage. Well, still 7.
Yeah. Um,
How sh-
that that really hurts.
Mhm. And as he kind of looks over the ridge, he's just grinning to himself that, like, yes, he still has that bit of edge that he has.
You are the edge lord.
He is the edge lord, and as he is the edge lord, he's just gonna hide behind this hill and stay safe.
We're all fired.
um, seeing the effect take place and the archers turn on you, Aurelian, Rook also has that sort of fire flare up within him, and Rook is going to try and shoot the shaman. Oh dear, he has one left.
Nice. Charlie's
Oh,
gonna be so glad to know that we wasted his inspiration.
yeah. I know.
Yeah, it happens.
Well, at least
I
his bowstring didn't break.
At least, yes.
I don't know who this we is, but I blame Kevin. Kevin's doing the rolling, and
Right, the archers. One of them's going to shoot at Rook now. Missing and missing, or two of them are. Two of them at you, Aurelian.
Mhm.
14 missing. Wow, that bowstring broke off. Have I got any inspiration for that guy? No.
No one's subscribed, so no.
No, no. Mendoza. Okay, Marika, you are surviving.
I mean, that's a word. I have a question. Can you ping the person who just stabbed me?
This is one that you have advantage on.
And then they just so they stabbed me with the knives, and then they stabbed me with the spear.
Oh, did I attack you with a spear when you knocked
You
him
did,
out?
yeah.
Then you can have that damage back. So,
Whew. All right. I
what was
am.
it? Four damage.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
means I am 5 times more healthy than I was a second ago. So yeah, we're gonna attack Big Boy here, and he said it was with advantage.
Yeah.
Big money,
Again,
big
these
money.
guys have these like two long knives.
Yeah, so that's gonna be 11 damage on him,
Meaty hit. That hurt
and I
indeed.
don't get a bonus action attack, do I?
No, you don't,
No,
unfortunately.
gotcha. All right, fair enough. So yeah, he's just gonna get him. Probably. I picture him like he sat there. He bashed this dude's head into the ground, and then on his backswing, he just like lets his axe go, and it probably gets him like across the arm and the chest
Yeah,
as he
maybe
turns
like
around to him.
maybe like the flat of the axe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude,
like on a backhand. The
dude,
most
I love
disrespectful attack.
the idea that Marikar's just has like a wood chopping axe, and it has like one of those leather guards on it, and he's just beating the crap out of these guys with an axe with a leather guard on it. Like he's using the actual
Yeah,
axe
I
blade, but
actually
it's
haven't-
covered, and he's just beating the crap out of them.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's exactly what's happening. He didn't have time to take off his leather guard on it. Yeah, that's sick.
Okay. The Hillman Raiders. So, this one's almost dead. 2 attacks on the. Oh dear.
Oof.
3 on the guard. Missing. Is the guard alive? Yes. Right. Raider. 2 on the next guard, I think. Right. Oh, this one is going to move to here. This one will move to here. 2 on the guard. 1, 2 surviving. 1, 2, surviving, and then 2 against you, Marikar.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Miss.
Yeah. Can I use an inspiration to give him disadvantage?
Yes, you can.
I will absolutely do that.
Yay.
Yeah, that would have been a 3 slashing damage otherwise, but instead you take 0.
I cannot afford 3 slashing damage right now, so that works
Yeah.
out. I am now uninspired.
If Marikar gets knocked unconscious, would that change his perspective on potentially killing you?
100%.
I
Maybe.
mean, this guy here is bleeding out.
Yeah. Either way, he's seeing dead bodies today. So
Yeah.
at this point, he's kind of in the mindset of I don't want it to be my dead body.
Damrod.
I'm gonna try to add one more dead body to the field with this raider guy here.
That's a good hit. It's not enough to bring it down, but another one of them will do it.
Are you?
Oh. I have never seen Roll20 troll you this much.
I
This
would
is
rather
pretty
have.
bad.
I would rather have bad rolls, just straight bad rolls, than have so many nat 20s, but be like at advantage when I don't have advantage.
Be careful what you wish for there, man.
Yeah, literally.
I would prefer it. What's the difference? Okay, I'm not getting any of these nat 20s.
That is a miss, unfortunately. But on death's door for certain. The shaman, dex save for Damrod and Marikar.
Damrod is yelling in this guy's face at this time. Not necessarily words. It's just like battle cries at this point. You know, just screams of battle. Woof.
So 1 point for Damrod, 1 point for Marikar, and Aurelian.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Oh no, I have to open up my thing again. I'm sorry.
Or more attacks from these
so-
birds and Marikar's done.
Has Damrod shouted anything about being a Dunedain yet? Aurelian
That's
passed.
Not yet. He's kind of. I think he's kind of starting to notice how bad Marikar's doing, and so it's kind of like starting to. He's kind of starting to mull it over, seriously thinking about whether he wants to put his life in this much jeopardy for his new friend here. Just kind of watching what's happening for the moment.
Gotcha. Advantage for the guard. God, that's God. These two are carrying. Caravan guard. Advantage attack. 1 hit. 2 hits. Okay. 0. Down. 0. And down. Because these two guards have certainly helped out there. I'm going to move up to here, try and help in some way. Spearman. 1, 2, 3. Just one left. Going to attack Damrod. Missing. Aurelian, back to you.
okay. I'm going to Having my throat be a little sore from all of this horse yelling that I'm doing, he's going to just pull out his short bow and attack the shaman.
Wait, you speak horse?
Shut up.
No, her throat's a little hoarse.
Mhm. Little pony.
Why didn't you just
Yeah.
ride that instead of the one with the broken leg?
There's no insulting words you guys could say that are any more insulting than these rolls I'm getting.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
Oh, sad.
I will duck back to where I am.
Okay. Again, Rook is going to try and move in position, try and get a shot on the shaman. Hitting for 9 piercing damage. Is there? Yes, there is. So, these crows fly and jump in the way of the shot,
Not good.
but
Good.
they get wiped out. As Rook curses in Cindering, only Aurelian. Actually, no. I think Damrod would know Cindering as well. Hillman bow, 2 on Rook, 1 hitting. Ooh, for 6 damage.
That's the first time he's gotten hit.
Yeah, apart from the crows, I think.
The crows don't count.
Who's gonna
Yeah.
tell Charlie the campaign's over when we're done?
Hold on. And then 2 against you, Aurelian.
Mhm.
I think that's a hit, even with your bit of cover.
Mhm.
And then that's a miss. So 5 piercing damage as another arrow scrapes past you. Marikar still standing. No crows around.
Oh, that's life's good. Life is good. I'm gonna be taking another swing at my buddy here.
Yeah.
How's he looking?
If you hit him, he dies, or
Gotcha.
he's knocked unconscious.
Perfect. Oh my god. So what?
Why? Why does this keep happening?
So what happens is Marikar, if you ever see someone like chop a really big log, they like do a whole big swing straight down.
Yeah.
That's what Marikar does, and he does it so forcefully that leather sheath that was on it actually splits as he lands on and just slices this guy not entirely in half, but like he takes there's about a 2 or 3 foot gash
Down
straight
to the
through.
navel.
Yeah, basically. And he just his eyes are dilated and he's just looking around for anyone else, and he's seeing what's it this guy here, and he just like locks eyes with him and starts rushing towards him with like just blood on his face, veins in his teeth, and he's screaming as he's running over this way.
Yeah. He looks like he is very afraid of you.
As he should be.
Yes.
I got 4 hit points and nothing to lose.
Yeah, that was a bad time for him. And it is his turn, and he's going to disengage as a bonus action and use the action to run away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
How's he looking? Is he damaged?
No, he was pretty fresh, to be fair.
Gotcha.
And then action 40, 45.
He's
55,
gone.
60. Yeah.
And I just kept running and running and running.
His
That's
trousers might
boy.
be damaged after that.
That's why he wears brown ones.
Yeah. Fetch me my brown pants.
You're
2
already
knife
wearing them,
attacks on the
sire.
dot.
Oh.
Hit. Hit for 9. Oh, he's down.
Guys, we're so taking some shadow after this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool, I could always use some shadow. Don't got enough of that.
Oh, and poor Charlie's not going to be here for it as well. Next session, we'll do it at the start of next session so he doesn't miss out on shadow.
I think he'd like to miss out on shadow, actually.
Oh, I know very well how much he wants to miss out on shadow.
Hey, Charlie, Kevin rolled the shadow for you, and he rolled max.
Hey,
Yeah.
Charlie, you're now catatonic from PTSD. Sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's it. Just that one. Hitting twice, dropping that guy. Okay. Damrod, you are up. There's one spear guy left.
$22 for 9.
Murder, death, kill. Vengeance for the Dunedain.
Let's see. Let me think here. Script. Ooh, wait a second. Have I been able to see what's happening with the shaman?
Yeah. I mean, you've been in combat, but yeah, you've probably been watching this shaman chanting in black speech or some sort of speech that is very sickening to hear.
I can't get there in one move though.
Come on, give me a hand.
You can throw your hand axe.
Didn't only have one of them.
But that's why you carry a short sword as well.
What's the range on a hand axe?
20, 60.
So I need to be at least 20 feet away not to have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you stood right here.
Yeah, I'll run up here. Kind of like looking at this guy as if I'm going to attack him. This guy here. But as I
Is that
get
guy there?
This one's unconscious.
I don't think
What
this
about this
guy's
one?
actually here.
No, there's no one there on my map. I
okay.
don't know
Well,
what-
Yeah, that guy's
uh,
not there.
then I don't have to worry about it. I'm just gonna lob a
Hold on.
hand axe. I was worried that guy. I was about to go up and attack that guy instead. I'll just lob a hand axe at the shaman then. Do I add? It's a thrown weapon, so it still has strength, right?
Yeah, just roll it normally. It's exactly the same.
Okay. I have one hand axe.
Does that say dead?
I thought you were writing out penis.
No. No, you gotta hide the penises.
The shaman.
It's
is-
peni, Nate. It's peni.
Penis eye?
Gross.
The shaman looks at you, Damrod, and she says, Dunedain! Kill him! You took our lands! We'll take your head! And as a bonus action, starts chanting a different sort of speech. Sneeze, nach, hex. And she's gonna hex you. And hex your strength, I guess, but it's only on ability checks, not attack rolls, so don't worry about it. And then she's gonna take a spear and try and stab you with a spear. Hitting for 7 piercing damage plus a d6. That's 9 piercing damage.
That's also not very good. That's really, really not good.
That looks, yeah. This one is going to run up here to aid. This one's going to run up here to aid. Only one left. Caravan Guard will run up and attack. $18 for 5. Oh dear. You on 1 hit point. I think, yeah, 1 hit point.
I know how that feels.
Yeah. No more spears. Aurelian, you're up.
He's
You've
going to.
just
Sorry, go
you've
ahead.
just heard this shaman who you've been focusing on point at this man that just ran up to try and attack. And she definitely said, Dunedain, kill, towards him.
Hearing that, he's kind of startled and he's just thinking crap because he's thinking that lady is definitely going to kill him. And seeing how this Dunedain's looking from afar, he does not look great. So Aurelian will run to, I believe, here. Let me double check. Yeah. Yes, perfect. And I will use my last Mind Spike to attack her again. This time, just holding out my hand, creating a grand spectacle, so hopefully I draw the attention of these guys up here. And I will speak into her mind. You are a fool to turn your back on the Noldor. And I will take down my hood so that she can see my ears. And I will use that. She has to make a wisdom save and fail this time. Yes! Yes!
Even with the +2 on there, it would be a fail.
Okay.
Can you do it, Ray? Can Aurelian explode this? Even on a failed save, that would have done it. Had
Yes.
10 hit
Clutch.
points left.
Clutch.
Okay, so question. How are these guys looking after seeing me just explode their leader? Like, give her a brain bleed, basically.
They were seeing this one run, right? And seeing comrades dead down here, a lot more than most probably. They were on the edge. They were about to break, and then this one, the shaman said, "Dunedain," and they stopped. They sort of, you saw the flicker of anger come across them as they were about to turn their bows on the ranger, the Dunedain. But then, as they just about to turn their bows on the Dunedain, literally what you just did to the shaman happens, and the head almost explodes.
So, do they look pretty scared, or are they?
Yeah, they're about to break. They might hate the Dunedain, but they fear the Noldor.
I am absolutely going to try to just bluff them, and I will turn to them, just hair still basically hovering. eyes black, just turn my attention to them and take a step forward, as if I would be willing to blast them. Hopefully, them not noticing that I only have like 10 HP left and have spent all of my spell slots.
Yeah. Let's. Okay. Yeah. The wise thing to probably do is to run away at this point. Rook is gonna grab his spear now. Gonna run to here and get a sneak attack on this one. That is enough, and definitely enough to kill this one. Yeah, and then probably turn to start going this way after the one that was running off. Yeah, they run. They begin to run. I think they're healthy enough that they're going to just jump down the cliff almost, slide down the cliff here, and just probably get to there. Marikar, you're up.
So Marikar was going to go after the guy closest to him, but seeing that he is already taken care of, he is. Where is that? He is going to just start bolting after the guy over here. So we got
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Yeah, so he's just like on this guy's ass with a hand axe, just chasing him, screaming bloody murder.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, this one can disengage as a bonus action. Moving 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Right, and running off. You see the others have just slid down the slope and are beginning to run that way with that one as well. Would you wish to pursue?
It No, he'd kind of look around the corner, see that he's already taken off again, farther than he expected, and he would just be in a fit of rage, yelling. He'd probably like start punching the cliff, and also like holding onto his bleeding side, um, and just like freaking the hell out. Like he's
Yeah.
going full on tantrum.
Yeah, that sort of.
Yeah, exactly. He just pure blood rage.
Yeah.
He maybe even like breaks his hand axe by swinging it on the cliff, if it's like rock and not like mud or something like that.
Give me a d6. It doesn't break.
Okay, cool.
1 and a 2 would have. But, okay. Run in. Damrod.
Are there any other enemies that aren't running?
No.
Damrod just kind of like starts to make his way. Are these birds gone?
They will be. Without
Damrod,
the shaman there, they'll start to sort of just fly off and take off.
he starts to make his way down. Probably gets around the corner of this cliff, like puts his hand up on the cliff, trying to steady himself, trying to get down to help these people. But then just like goes to his knees, goes down to his hands and knees, and he's just kind of collapsing there, just laying, panting, bleeding, just trying to cling clean to life, maybe trying to crawl forward slowly to get to where these people are, but he's not doing well.
Yep. Shaman is down. They're gonna try and start trying to stabilize the wounded. The soul surviving caravan guard will also do the same. Let's roll some. No. No. One. What's that? 1, 2, 3. One guard survived. This one. Right, is gone. Right, and we will be out of initiative unless people are chasing the who are left down. Aurelian.
He's not going to chase. He's going to pull his hood back up and kind of limping, come in this direction to see about healing people up. I imagine that he would first go over to Damrod first because he just fell. But
Yeah.
do we want to do the roleplay session next week, or can we do a
Yeah.
little now?
Yeah. No, we'll do it next week. So Charlie's here.
Okay.
Yeah. So you make your way over towards Damrod. You see that he's wounded. Marakar.
Yeah, so Marikar, he is he's kind of like in that aftershock in a sense.
Yeah.
Like he's like technically out of rage, but he has like no wits about him. He can barely see. It's just like black spots and he can't hear anything, and he's just like wandering back over this way, kind of like he's over here, and then like goes over this way a little bit and then comes back over here. And then he just like probably I can see him just like walking over this way and seeing give me 1 second. So he he comes over to that to the guy who he knocked out,
Yeah.
and he goes to pick him up, and he's about to start just laying into him, but he just like loses strength. And he like drops him back down, and he just like falls back and leans against the wall here or something, and he's just like looking at all of the fallen bodies, and just like his vision starting to come back, and he's just like stone faced, 1,000-yard stare at everything that just went down.
Yeah. I can imagine you might have seen a dead body, I'm sure, but
Sure.
not got in a sort of
No,
massacre.
this is his first time being in something like this, and I don't know how he's taking it, honestly.
I mean, so far, two of the people that you've travelled with for some time
Yeah.
since you left your home, um, have they look like they're dead?
Yeah.
And you might not have been super friendly with them, but
They showed me hospitality and kindness, and I got
shared
nothing else right
existence.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a rough spot.
Yeah. Damrod, you've sort of collapsed down to one knee. You've seen Marakar come over, again severely wounded. Also, he went to pick up this unconscious um, Hillman, but lost strength and turned and is now slumped against the wall.
Yeah, I think Damrod's just kind of like just laying there trying to catch his breath, trying to recover. Like he started to kind of try to crawl his way over to these injured people, but seeing Marakar come back and seeing Aurelian show up and not like be a threat to these people, start trying to kind of help, or even start trying to kind of help him. Um,
Yeah.
he just kind of at this point like lets himself relax into the dirt and just lays there like still clinging to life. He's not embracing death, but he's letting himself relax a bit to try to stay alive.
I mean, this this shaman was right in front of you when its head was almost exploded by something. Um, yeah. Why don't you give me a perception check as the two walk over to you?
Oh,
I think
now I
you.
get the nat 20.
Now when you need it.
I think you can definitely see that these two are elves.
Uh, I'm not sure that Damrod even knows what to do with that in the state that he's in right now. Like
Yeah.
he's his battle instincts and his training and the stuff his father taught him are kicking in, and he's taking note of all of this stuff, and he's like compartmentalizing it, so to speak. Like he's like, yep, I got to deal with this later, deal with this later, deal with this later. Right now, I got to deal with staying alive because I mean I'm down to 1 HP, so I don't imagine he's doing very well at all. Um,
Yeah.
I'm picturing like Aragorn when he crawls out of the river after he took the tumble after the battle
Yeah.
with the wargs.
Mhm.
Sorry, Nate. I know you have no idea what we're talking about, but
Spoiler.
I totally know what you're talking about.
I'm thinking that, but with a little more blood and gore and injury, but that same sort of like can barely move. The horse, if he was getting on a horse, the horse has to basically lay down in order for him to be able to pull himself onto it and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
No, that fits very well. Um,
Maybe something to lead into next week, but this is something else for him to think about because Aurelian gets down to like look at his wounds, and when he looks at his face, he just kind of pauses and double takes for a minute. Halbarad? And that's all I'll say for now.
Ooh, what a good cliffhanger.
yeah.
That's a good episode ending.
It is. That's inspiration for Ray for
Yay!
Mm-hmm. Well done.
that.
Dang, I
Yeah,
need to
this is
start.
why we this is why I give out 3. This is why you can have potentially up to 3 inspirations because I know how Roll20 can be sucky at times or trolly, I guess.
Yeah, Nate definitely felt that tonight, or Nathan.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I hope everybody has enjoyed session 1.
Heck
The aim, obviously, was to come up with a realistic story and characterization way of getting the group, the fellowship, the company together. As I said to these guys in the break, rather than just throwing 4 complete individuals that have never met before and having everybody try and explore that dynamic with their characters where you've got 4 strangers trying to interact with each other. And I know we're saying that Rook and Aurelian aren't strangers, but Ray and Charlie are strangers. So rather than trying to have 4 all together interacting all at one time, trying to explore that, I wanted it to be where we had these pairings where they could just work on their own sort of little dynamic before coming together, which will be next week, session 2. So thank you
Oh,
very much.
that's another thing. It's not every week, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, not next week. 2 weeks time gives you more time to plan and plot how to kill them next time. Obviously, we'll resolve the the great cliffhanger that Aurelian has left Damrod with, and we will have to resolve any shadow rolls also. So that'll be next time in Middle Earth. Nathan, over to you.
Anybody else got anything that they want to say or do before we head out?
You can move the horses.
I noticed.
now the
I don't know how
horses
I don't know
have
how
a-
you're
a
rotating
Pisora.
them, but
I don't know how either. That's
That's a secret only I know.
yeah,
move-
it's the elven magic.
It is.
yeah, I don't know how to do that. I moved them off the grid, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to do
Dancing
the
horses.
rotation.
They're having a dance party. They're so happy that no one has shot them.
Ah, I figured it out.
Did you?
Fellowship
Dang
of the
it.
Dancing Horses.
Look,
Uh,
I'm so upset. I'm gonna go clip into the wall.
it's no, it's a Skyrim horse.
Skyrim horse. Yes.
It's only because you got off the horse that the horses survived.
Hey man, once you get that undead horse, the from the
Oh no, they're multiplying.
from the Assassin's Guild, you can just go
Mhm.
jump off the cliffs and you're fine. It might yell at you, but you can just keep going. God, are these rabbit horses? Anyways,
no.
anybody got anything else to say or do before we head out?
I would like to do a quick plug on the podcast. The people here are generally familiar with the Jarl of Goats, and I had the absolute privilege of sitting down with him for about 2.5 hours and recorded an episode that will be splitting up into maybe 3 parts, I think. So yeah, I should be, now that I have like a computer and editing software and things of that nature. Tomorrow I'll be releasing kind of the first episode with Jarl, and there'll be more to come in the weeks after that. So those are really good conversations. He is a fantastic person to have on the show. So we're looking forward to having him in the future as well. So that'll be a fun reoccurring guest on the podcast. So that's huge. And we're planning out something with Nathan and Jeremy Erasmus Expeditions. Jarl and I, we would like to work out a time to sit down and do a kind of joint thing, which would be very exciting. And by that time, maybe I'll have like something set up for me to stream on, which would be exciting. But yeah, that's all I got. You guys are awesome, and Kevin, kick ass first game.
Absolutely.
This was awesome, man.
Well, thank you very much. Obviously, as we said in session 0, we want to create a story, and we've got to have some tense moments.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that potentially we achieve that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. If any time a little combat session can be have you guys on edge and worried about your characters.
Oh, I was convinced I was going down.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Then I think it was just right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and again, it's wanted to have some combat in there because I just want to set things up for future sessions, future plots that may or may not be happening. Again, seeing the hillmen of Rudauer this far south on the road for some reason near Weathertop, potentially concerning for Damrod and for the Rangers of the North. And, just unfortunately, Charlie had some power outage issues. So
His
we
whole
did miss
box down.
Charlie. Yeah, so sorry for Charlie missing that little bit at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll be back next session. Excellent from all of you. You role played really well. And as we discussed in session 0 as well, today wasn't very light-hearted, but you know, as soon as we get to that tavern, I'm sure you'll be drinking, and you know, we'll have a couple of sessions in the tavern just fooling around.
Right.
But again, now that the group's together, I'm sure there'll be moments like that that will happen. So,
Hmm.
well done, all you guys, um, for a great session, and I'm excited to see where I can take the story, which is being more and more flushed out as I get inspiration from you guys. So, yeah.
All right, Ray. What about you? When are we getting the VTuber?
I'm working on it, man. As soon
Mhm.
as I can get a computer, it's Nate's got a computer. Apparently, it's my turn now.
That's it.
My
Pass,
friend's supposed
passing the ball to you.
my friend's supposed to be giving me prices soon, so hopefully soon.
Cool,
All
cool.
right. Well, thanks for everybody for hanging out. Kevin, thanks again, just like everybody else said, for a great game. I had a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
thank you.
I'm excited to explore more of Middle Earth and explore
Yeah.
more of our Middle Earth.
Hmm.
Not just the Middle Earth of the movies and books and stuff, but our Middle Earth. You know, our what we're gonna write for it. So
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sure it'll be better than Tolkien's Middle Earth. So
We're writing a better Rings
Yeah.
of Power.
we're gonna have
yes.
to rename it the Greater Rings.
Oh.
No, at
Yeah.
the end, we're gonna put on the lesser ring, and then Kevin's gonna be like, "You didn't understand. You have the lesser ring, but the greater ring was the friends you made along the way."
Oh, you're fired.
See, now you just ruined the ending.
I'm sorry, Kevin. You're gonna have to rewrite the whole ending.
No, okay. Oh, I'm not there yet, so I'm safe.
Okay, there we go.
Well, now you can use that and credit me.
I'm just. All I'm doing is waiting for you to say, "Can I spend inspiration to automatically crit?" Because I have power of friendship. That's
All right, I'll
You
write
say
that
that like
one down.
you say okay, that can happen to anyone but Aurelian. You know that. Look, his friends
Yeah.
aren't into these guys aren't into MCR, so they are not his friends.
I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
win Aurelian over at some point.
My Chemical Romance.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Finally, Nate gets a reference.
Hey, I get it. I got the
Excellent.
secrets one too.
Two. He got two references.
That's how you know it's a good day.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Thanks, Nathan, for running and hosting. Looking forward to creating our Middle Earth adventure as we go along. It's been a good start. Really pleased with everything so far.
Yeah, I'm excited to keep going. I just lost track of what I was saying. Nate's Spotify link is in the chat. If you guys need it and we're not online, you can always come here to the channel and go to the chat section and do !Nate, and you'll get the link to the Spotify. I believe you're on more than just Spotify, but the link that we have takes you to the Spotify page. But
Yeah,
you
I
can-
generally don't mess with anything Apple, but I am on Apple Podcasts.
Gotcha.
But gross.
We'll excuse him for that, but yeah, just you can search Viva La Vega on your favorite podcast listing and see if it's there. If not, then I guess you got to download Spotify and check it out on Spotify because you need to get that content. And then Erasmus Expedition, Jeremy Lilly's channel is also in the chat. It's a good friend of the channel. Runs great games. Nate was talking about it earlier. I know I've done the podcast with him and been in a couple of his games. He ran a game for us not too long ago, and it was fantastic. So definitely go check out his YouTube channel and give some support there. And then Jarl of Goats was brought up as well, which is who we're fixing to go raid. We did not have Death of the Deities tonight because we weren't sure.
Wait, are you sure?
Not sure what?
Are you sure you didn't have Death of Deities tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, he's doing Played Up.
He's playing Played Up right now because we canceled it just in case somebody had to be away for Thanksgiving, which is why I asked you guys if we were sure we were going to play because I was worried. I was worried we were gonna like get to today and somebody's gonna be like, oh wait, I forgot it's the day before Thanksgiving, I can't play tonight, and we're all just gonna be out of luck. So
But here in the UK, it is officially the next day. So happy Thanksgiving for
Happy
everyone.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy shove
happy
some cornbread in a
Thursday.
turkey's ass, Kevin.
Yeah, you gotta have some turkey and fireworks for us.
You gotta blow up a turkey.
Yeah, yeah, deep fry it. That's the only way to do it.
Oh man, don't deep fry a turkey. You will die.
I don't.
Anyways, I don't know what we'll do next week. Because I don't think any of us have any games ready to run yet. So we might just either get together and play something, or I don't know what we'll do. We'll figure it out in the chat, and you can keep your eyes up on the Discord for announcements on that. And I don't know when I'll be streaming Pokemon next, but we got some more Arceus to do. Because I made it all the way to Arceus and then found out I have to have every Pokemon in the Pokedex to face Arceus, so I'm still on the grind. So yeah, we'll be doing some more chat versus streamer at some point to try to finish that, because I'm not gonna face Arceus off stream just because we've put it in this much. So keep your eyes out for that, and yeah. If you guys are good, then if everyone wants to hang out after the end screen's thrown up, we're going to raid Jarl of Goats. You'll get extra channel points for that raid, and you can use those in the chat versus streamer nights. We'll see you in another dimension.